Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Decided to do it in a different spot. Now this is a little spot, I don't know why I haven't done a video from here before. This is a little common park that's in my little neighborhood. I live in a small gated community, and this little park is about maybe 50 feet from my front door. When I'm done with the video, I'll pan around a little bit and show you this nice little green area. Anyway, today the subject is, and I got my trusty notes as always, it is, what about this raw vegan lifestyle? Is it practical? Is it sustainable? Can you do it? Is it realistic? Is it just too hard? Okay guys, you know this one we're going to talk about the raw food today. You know that I support Raw Till 4. I think it's a great plan. I support cooked food. I'm not a fanatic. I don't preach anybody doing this and that. But yet I'm hearing a lot of stuff that just to me resonates. And this video is just my whole opinion on the raw food thing. So just my opinion. Everybody's got a right to one. I think a lot of the videos these days are leaning towards a little bit of wrong, a little bit of misleading information. Everybody's kind of just going straight to it. It's almost like the raw thing has become a bad word. We have to qualify it. It's like, ooh, I don't want to offend anybody, but ooh, and tiptoeing around, I'm raw. No, I'm raw. I do it. I claim my lifestyle. I do what I do. You know, like I say, this channel's just an experiment for you to see what I'm doing. If you like what I'm doing, and you can take some things from it. If you don't, you know, it is what it is. But you know, I just hear a lot of things, and it's like, you know, if you make a choice to eat cooked food or if you eat raw food, own your choice, research it, know why you're doing it, and know everything about it, and don't kind of like use some excuses to reinforce what you believe. Even if what you believe is right, use the right reasoning to get there. I guess what I'm getting at is everybody seems to be making videos and talking about how the raw vegan thing is not realistic, it's unsustainable, you just can't do it, it's just too hard. And the only question I'd want to ask to that is why? Why? Okay, now I do realize, and you know, I qualify this over and over, my situation. I live in the tropics. I'm a 50-year-old guy that's single with no responsibility. So I have a lot of time to spend in my head. I have a lot of time to research. I don't have obligations. But then again, I don't think any obligation forces you to put anything into your body that you don't feel like you should put into your body. So the old obligations, and you know, I've got kids or this and that, like I said in another video, well, that's just you choosing. That's you choosing. There's never a reason to put something in your mouth that's detrimental to you, no matter what the reason. Not for anybody else, not for society, not for your little boo-boo at his birthday party, nobody. Nobody. You can, and if people don't understand that, you don't have to judge, but if they can't understand that you can stand and celebrate with them or interact with them and not eat the same thing, well, that's their problem, not yours. But back to the raw thing. Why is it so hard? Why is it so unsustainable? I don't have a problem, and I try to take that and think, okay, well, what if all of a sudden I had to move back to my mom's place in Alabama? Now, as you guys know, I do eat cooked food when I go to the States, you know, for my 2-week little trips every few months. I'm eating less and less, but I don't know, that's just kind of a little thing I allow myself, and I think as time goes, I'm probably going to eat less and less until I'm probably not eating cooked fare or very little, but I could do it in Alabama. I mean, you know, it'd be heavy on what I'm doing now. I mean, calories are calories. I don't get the same great bananas that I do up there, but I get bananas. And you know, with a thought process, I could be buying bananas all the time. I've got spinach, I've got organic spinach, I've got organic arugula there, I've got organic kale. So my green smoothies, no problem. There's always citrus there. Okay, so a little bit of another chink in the excuse. Okay, there's one less excuse. In the summertime, there's a lot of fruits there, but even in the wintertime, there's plenty of fruit, there's plenty of vegetables that I could do it. Now, would I 100% do it? I don't know. I don't know. You never know what you would do in another situation until you're there. And, you know, as far as but it's going to be cold. Dude, do we still live in caves? Or we live in primitive? No, we're on the internet. What do you mean you're going to be cold? You know what? I got some suggestions for you. Put on a sweater, put on a jacket, put on a couple of t-shirts under there. Turn up the heat. we got modern conveniences now, or even you don't even need the modern conveniences. Just roll yourself up in blankets. But the cold thing, I think the whole hot meal is more of a psychological thing than it actually warms your body. Anyway, now don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'll eat my ice cream, and I do feel my body cool down. And I sometimes, if I'm in the States at my mom's house where she's got the AC on, or if it's in the colder months of the year, yeah, I have to put a shirt on, or I have to put a few things on after the ice cream for a little while. But listen, the only thing that I'm going to say for this is, just, and I'm always going to encourage this, experiment. Don't decide anything until you give something a realistic shot. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Another thing I want to throw in, that a lot of these stories you hear about people being on the raw vegan lifestyle and they fail, you don't have the whole backstory on that. We need to know exactly how they were doing the lifestyle. What were they eating? What were they, what were their ratios? Were they taking in a lot of calories? What were they low fat? Just a multitude of things, because there's a lot of people, anybody can be raw. What if I'd have fallen off this lifestyle, I guess 2 years ago? Because 2 years ago I had been raw for about 6 months and my weight had plummeted. I was 143 pounds. My mom was, there was shock on her face when she saw me. Now then, I could have been that guy. I wasn't doing videos yet, but if I was doing videos and I'd been the eager little beaver YouTuber telling you, yeah, I'm excited about raw and all excited, and then 6 months later, I would have been making that video going, guys, I just got to share with you, the raw vegan lifestyle just doesn't work. I mean, look at me. I'm emaciated. I lost it all. It's because I wasn't eating correctly. It was because I hadn't educated myself yet. It was because I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't the lifestyle. It wasn't being raw vegan. I wasn't eating enough food. But I was still a baby in the journey, so, I had a lot more to learn. The main reason I'm doing this video is, like I say, I'm never going to preach you have to be raw vegan and that there's something wrong with cooked food. Although, to play devil's advocate, even though, hey, I'm not one of these, I don't get into the whole, I don't care anything about it, so I've never even read about any of this stuff, grain brain or the starches stuff. I'm not interested in starches because I don't really like starches. I don't care for rice very much. I do like my potatoes, and I eat my potatoes when I go home. But in just a pure debate versus the cooked versus the raw, if you're just talking about adding in potatoes, pasta, starch, rice, whatever, whether they hurt you or not, I don't know. Maybe they don't, and I don't necessarily say they do, but I don't necessarily think if I added them, not even liking them particularly to my diet, I don't think they bring some aspect in or some nutrient in that I'm missing. I think a lot of times the people tend to advocate the raw till 4 lifestyle, and that I do understand a lot, is because a lot of people don't have a lot of time to pack in the proper calories all day. So yes, that nice cooked meal in the evening with more things, you can get your calories in a little bit more. But as far as the nutrients, I don't know about that. All I will tell you is that as I go further and further on this thing, and going back to I have plenty of time to delve and work and always be tweaking, is I'm just feeling phenomenal. I mean, I do feel myself getting more and more. I keep wondering, like, when is it going to stop? When will I kind of just level out and I won't keep, feeling better each month as time goes on? But as I feel like I'm adding some of the things that I was missing to my diet, while still keeping it even cleaner. Like I'd say the past couple of months, my calories are up, but I'm eating a lot cleaner. My fat is down, but I'm still getting those calories. I'm getting close to 3,000. There's probably days now where I'm starting to break the 3,000 mark some days. So I'm feeling phenomenal. I'm doing a lot of whole foods. Even on my orange juice, I don't know if it's been burnout or if my body's just leading me towards that. I haven't been pounding the juice like I was for a while. It's been a lot more smoothies. Now I do generally get in my 32 ounces of orange juice sometime during the day, but before it was just almost religious, like I was hooked on it. I had to have my 64. I'm drinking my coconut water, so I'm staying fairly high. I'm staying real hydrated. It's a whole, listen, you're not going to get to that ultimate well-being, that ultimate feeling by just a couple of components changing the diet. To get to that really, whoof, where I might just take off, but I feel good, I'm grounded, I got plenty of energy. There's a lot to it. There's a lot more than just cleaning up the diet a little bit. It is the hydration. It is getting all the nutrients and minerals in. It's taking this diet, starting it, and then it's breaking it down, figuring out what doesn't work, where the holes are, and plugging those holes. But I don't know. I just felt the need to do this video because, I mean, I'm just feeling phenomenal, and I just kind of want to share it. It's like I say, I will just repeat myself over and over. This is not to try to become the judgmental raw vegan, but also as a raw vegan that does a lot of videos that relate to cooked food and helpful with cooked food. I do feel like I am going to make my position known at times and just share what I do because I just feel so good. I want to share it. Wow, I did pretty good without using my notes today. Oh, here's something I wrote down. This is good on the back of the page. You have to get to this spot where the body has gotten clean enough to where the cravings are gone and the distractions are disappearing. Putting the best optimal food in your body for fuel. And when you get to certain stages of cleanliness, the distractions, that's just the best word I could come up with, because the distractions are anything that we're putting in our body that isn't pure food. The distractions are things I'm celebrating. The distractions are comfort food. The distractions are cheat foods. And you get to a point where, and it's not, I really want to tell you, and that's another big point I want to make too, that it's not always about willpower. It's not always about struggling and fighting off these cravings. You will get to a place where this becomes easy. And you're not fighting all those things before, where it's just natural, and your brain will take over to where now it's not. I promise you, I don't hold myself back. I know probably there's some people out there going, yeah, I bet he sits around at home going, God, I sure would like to eat this, you know, I really want this. I don't, because I think of it, I know what it's going to do. I know it's going to bring me down from a certain level I'm at right now. I don't need to celebrate with food. I'm trying to get to a point where I only use food for what it was meant to be, and that's to power my body. I don't want any of those distractions. I don't need anything that is not going to take me where I want to go. Is that extreme? Maybe so. It may be so, but like a lot of people, I like that comeback a lot of people say on videos. To me, extreme is like spending a year in a hospital with tubes coming out of you, getting chemo pumped into you, getting stuff cut out of you. To me, that's extreme. Now, having said that, I like to go through periods of austerity and then a little bit of pleasure. Now, what I just said about not wanting any distractions and food only being for fuel, nothing can be 100%. That is in my day-to-day life. Yeah, even though there's some good things down here, in my day-to-day life down here, I don't have distractions for, say, food, and food is anything other than fuel, because, I don't know, the food, while it's good down here, even in the old way that I used to eat, it's nothing spectacular. Now, when I go traveling again, and that's going to happen soon, I can't wait until we're doing the raw tropical living from Europe somewhere, but now when I get back to Europe, and when I travel, I've talked to people about this. I'm going to have a little fun when I travel. Now, I'm not going to eat meat. I'm not going to eat dairy. I'm going to stay vegan. But I'm sure there's going to be things that I want to eat. But they're going to be things that I really like when I'm back in Greece and eating good Kalamata olives every day. Yeah. I know about the brine. I know about all that. I work my body. I cleanse my body to a certain extent to where I firmly believe that if I go there and do some of those things, I can expel anything that I've done from my body pretty quickly. But life is about enjoying. It's just that there's no real distractions here. And for God's sake, in the States, I really don't have distractions. I mean, when you're riding by all that bad fast food, all those big all-you-can-eat bars, anybody ever gone to an all-you-can-eat bar and just gotten sick and had to leave and not eat anything? But anyhow, just my little thing on the raw vegan lifestyle. Make your choices. Always make educated choices. If you guys notice, I'm not I just don't go for the emotional. I don't go for I try to be, even though I'm kind of a goofball, I try to look at things logically and how they are. And make my decisions accordingly and not rationalize things. I do a lot of things in life, like somebody gave me some business advice the other day, and I'm basically waiting to write them back, and their business advice is 100% spot on about something, but I've factored that in, and I have a certain way that I want to go, and I know going into it that I may not be doing it in the most practical way, but that there's some extenuating circumstances. So always evaluate things. Don't just let other people tell you, or don't just because it's a little bit easier say, well, no, I'm not going to do 100% raw vegan, or I'm not going to do high raw vegan. Decide, you know, do your research. Man, I'm tongue-tied this morning. I do have to say I haven't had anything to eat or drink yet. It's about 8:30. But yeah, I'm tongue-tied this morning for some reason. I think I got a little bit of dry mouth. But do your research, experiment, and make a rational decision. You know, don't just do something because something's easy, or know why you're doing it. You know, if you're eating a certain way, whether it's raw till 4, whether it's trying to be raw till 4 or raw vegan, know why you're eating that way. Even if you have a reason, like, you know, if you say, well, I eat cooked food because of this, and you're expressing to yourself, you know why you're doing it. All I'm saying is there's a lot out in YouTube land and in this whole health world, raw vegan, raw till 4, vegan, whatever. There's a lot of just little things everybody's telling themselves to get themselves through the day, to make themselves feel better. Deal in the truth, deal in facts, deal in logic. Anyhow, just a little sharing today. I still love everybody, and I'm still going to eat some cooked food in about a month. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and have a wonderful week. Peace.